Stop chasing, man. Y'all get on in here, man. Y'all get on in here. Top of the day, top of the day, top of the day. How y'all feeling? It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. Look, we're gonna close them out. We're gonna close them out, and it's gonna be a wrap. Y'all can go and enjoy your weekend. All right. We're gonna have such a big day today. I can feel it. All right. We've been having a great. I was gonna say week, but really month. But we said that going into the month of May that it was going to be profitable, and it's been like that, right? We done seen some huge bangers. Yesterday, we talked about Oracle on here. Zay called it on the night before. We didn't even know we was on the same page. We talked about it on here. Went off and made 200-something% on Oracle. What did y'all make on Oracle? How many people in here were in Oracle or got in Oracle at some point yesterday? What did y'all make? I wanna hear about that. Oh shit. My bad, yo. I didn't even bring my mic over here. Shit. Hopefully, is that better? I didn't bring my mic over. I'm hitting it. This is the type of shit that happened on an early morning stream. You just get to talking. Don't even realize that your mic not even over here. Hold on. Is this thing even on? How about that? Let's see if the mic is even on. There we go. I'm just trying to get this microphone good, y'all. It's not using my it's not using the Mayano right now. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the Mayano to pop up. Like I said, this the shit. This the shit that happened early in the morning when your mind ain't already it ain't all the way up. Mm. How y'all feeling this morning? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right, hold on. For some reason, it's still not. The mic is still not on. Hold on. Yo, how does that sound? Can y'all hear me? How's the mic sound? Are we good? I just wanna see what up. What up? Doop. Another sun. You already know. We gonna catch that sunrise. You here together? Okay. You said AMD got 200 million in calls expiring today. Ooh, we got to go check that out. You said I sound great. Okay. All right. I'm just making sure because. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. It's always a thing, y'all. Excuse. Yo. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I got up late today, man. I didn't even get to do my little routine, so this is This is what y'all gonna get today. You know what I mean? We still gonna make it happen. Um, I ain't even put my cast on yet. I take it off when I sleep. There's a lot of shit going on, but we gonna get to it. All right. Um, Alchemist, what's going on? You said we should see a good pop on Microsoft. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna check all these names out. Stoic, what you doing, man? How you feeling? Cortez, what up? What up? What up? What up? He said, "Let's get it together." Hey, listen, you already know, man. We gonna get money today. I promise that. We definitely gonna get money today. All right, cool. Benji, what up? What up? What up? What up? Good to see y'all bright and early, man. All right, Friday, we about to end the week off right. All right, I'm about to get in my bag real quick. QTZ, I see you. Ash Cash, what up? What up? What up? What up? Doop doop doop. Hit that like button for me, y'all. If you're new to the channel, welcome. All right, every morning, 5 a.m. on the Pacific, right? 8 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. Pre-market watch list. We building it. We going and looking at what's going on in the market. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see what profitable setups we have that are brewing in the pre-market. Kiera, I see you. Darrell, I see you. Genesis, how you feeling over there, brother? All right, let's switch over. Let's get it. Let's get to it. Alrighty. All right, so let's go take a little glance at AMD real quick. Ooh. And you know what, Best B? I like the fact that AMD is down, right? I like the fact that it's down right now. Let me look at it on the let's see. Yeah. Yeah. The 2 hour. So this right here is a reversal right here on the 2 hour. I like to see it. I like to see this. Yeah, we got reversal signal. Oh, but it dropped below. Well, so look, all right, with AMD, if AMD has that much call volume expiring today, then all we got to do is just wait for a failure. All right, like I said, I like the fact that it's open. It's going to be opening up down like this, right? Because that positions us to get in lower if it does want to go higher. But I want to watch and see if it goes like like how low it goes before it reverses. But we definitely gonna keep our eye on that. That's a good look right there. So AMD. Somebody else said. I think Alchemist said Microsoft. Oh yeah. We've been y'all see all the shit I got on Microsoft. We've been looking at this forever. It's been inside of this channel, this range. But look, tell me that's not a beautiful bull flag right there. That's a beautiful bull flag confirmation off the order block. It did reverse a little bit off of this fair value gap, but yeah, this should get a nice pop today for sure. We could target 419. That could be we'll make that second target. I go 50% with so about 416 is a good target for Microsoft. All right, so if we could get a pullback and a retest of yesterday's close, like somewhere around here, I think that'll be and then it fails to go lower than that, this will be a really good entry to ride this up to about 416. All right, so I do like that. I do like that. What else would y'all like to look at? Let's see. Also, who caught Oracle yesterday? I got like close to 300% in Oracle yesterday. It was insane. And right now, it looks like it's retesting this. It looks like it's retesting this this flag, right, where it's opening up. So I wouldn't be surprised if Oracle went crazy again today. I wouldn't be surprised. All right. People, obviously it pulled back a little bit yesterday, but people were just taking profits going into Friday because it had such a great day. But I would not be surprised if it bounced right here and took off again today. All right. It's got room to 207, 208. I would not be surprised. All right. Let's see. SoFi had a strong day yesterday. Let's see what's going on with Google. Google gap down today. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things pulled back today. Let's see. I swear, y'all, Netflix want to fall, man. Y'all see how it keeps failing? We should see a nice a nice drop on Netflix today. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, this multiple times couldn't get higher. Had a bearish day yesterday. I would not be surprised if it broke this level right here and came down. Came down a little bit further. All right, let's see if we can get some things on this list though. What do y'all currently looking at? What do y'all want to see? What would y'all like to see me break down? Oh, you got 86%. There we go. Hey. Yeah, Big D. Big D. Ooh, Tina got almost 400%. Come on. Nevea, come on. 400% on Oracle. Let's go. Andrea, how you feeling over there? Yeah. Oh yeah, you already know. Hey, listen, it's not financial advice. I always forget to say that shit, but it's really not though, yo. Like I'm not telling you to go buy any of this shit. I'm saying, hey, I think this is a good setup. I think this is a good setup, right? But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular guy on YouTube. All right, so if I ever say something and you think that it's a good idea, just know that you're making that decision because you want to get into it, but not because I told you to go and get into it. All right? You were doing this on your own, not because Marcel said go do it. All right? Pixel B, what up? Wise, what it do? Doop! Y'all get up in here, man. Lady D, how you feeling? Yoli, I see you. Candy, what's going on? Man, y'all really killed Oracle yesterday. You said grab, yeah. I can look at grab for sure. Beautiful, beautiful optimal life. You watching the 191 zone for a bounce? On what? On Oracle? What is it on right now? Yeah. I think it literally just bounced at that 191. in the pre-market. We'll see though. We'll see how it shakes out. I think it's gonna go, do its thing. I say SoFi on the same weekly as a fell two down. I might enter next week's cons. Okay, yeah, can't go wrong with Intel. Okay, we'll look at Intel. Intel silver for the pop. All right, cool. Let's go look at Intel real quick. Let's go look at Intel. Man. Intel fell pretty crazy. Gap down. Um, yeah, this is like a little support level. It's nothing like real clean on Intel right now, yeah. Like it could, it's already gapped down to clean this up right here. It may want to come down to this fair value gap, but that would be the furthest I would see it coming. Before like bouncing or something like that, but yeah, I'm not really seeing anything like like super clean on Intel. Let me see what the weekly looks like to see if it's something that yeah. I'll say this. I say that next week could definitely be like definitely could be a bearish week. If it closes anything like this on the daily, I'm sorry, on the weekly, this is a piercing pattern. So it's showing this gap down, but on the like when the weekly is done, right, it's gonna just show this, like when today is done, it's just gonna show this big candle that's more than 50% of this candle right here. So this right here is a piercing pattern, which is a highly reversal signal. All right, high probability reversal signal. So Intel could have a week tomorrow. I said tomorrow, next week. They could have a very weak week next week. All right, so I would definitely look out for that. But on the daily, I'm not really seeing nothing that's like super appealing right here. Like there's nothing that's really it's a blown failed 2D from yesterday. I'm not really seeing anything that's making me like, ooh, we need to get into Intel. All right, but again, that could change throughout the day when we see price action. But for right now, it's just a gap down and possibly approaching this fair value gap right here. But it's hard to really tell what it wants to do, with that gap down. All right, just based on technicals. Let's go look at Palantir real quick. Another piercing pattern. So this might not be a bad call. Again, I drew this trend line for y'all, so we do want to be cautious of the downside first. But again, if it fails to go lower and then it breaks above highs, we could see a retest of this level right here. Again, with Palantir, I think I said this yesterday. I don't want to force anything. I'm sitting here going over plays. This is, even though this is a reversal signal, it could run into issues, like right up here at this trend line. And then just above the trend line, we got the not one but two bearish order blocks. Again, I would like to see Palantir get above these to really care a lot about the the calls. So and then and again the puts is not too far. Like the target puts is not, it doesn't give you a ton of room. And then messing with it on a Friday is I'm not seeing anything that's like beautiful here, right? This is just like it's whatever. All right, so Yeah, y'all. I'm not seeing a ton of like. I'm not saying that they're not out there, but just based on what we've seen so far, I'm not seeing like a ton of like beautiful setups. Um, yeah. Remember we were loading meta yesterday, y'all, in the group, and I was like, yeah, nah, because we were supposed to catch it when it flipped and ride it up to here. And I was like, if it don't break here, because I was like, it was about right here when I saw it, when Liz brought it to my attention, and and then I finally decided to start looking at it. I was like, yeah, that's gonna be too much of a little chase. Because what's gonna happen is it's gonna test that, and if it fails it's gonna fall, and we're gonna get burnt. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm glad we didn't take that. That's always a win. Being able to see see the end and the beginning. All right, but again, if it can break above the 624.80 that I marked out yesterday, then yeah, it's good to go. But it gapped down to the middle of this fair value gap. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's a Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of consolidates in this range. But I'll watch it to see how it closes. If we can get a solid close above here, it may be something worth swinging. All right. Let's see. What else I got for me? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. Netflix definitely looks good to the downside. Let's look at Iran. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is a decent setup. We got it's a bull flag, right? We got us a little bull flag on our hands. Stop right at the sometimes y'all I don't even draw the down part of the bull flag. Sometimes it's just enough to just put the top part if you're being lazy. But we got the bull flag, and we got a bullish engulfing this failed two up yesterday. So it's saying like, hey, I know you was trying to go down, but guess what? I'm gonna come and eat you up. We trying to go up. All right. So we just gotta see, right? Today is here, so a breakout of this would be around uh it'd be around like 59.50, somewhere around there. So this bull flag, I'd be interested in swinging it, right? But I do want to. I don't want to. I'm not sure if I want to take this on the. I wouldn't want to necessarily like day trade this. I'd rather it close outside of the bull flag for us to take it on a swing. So that would be the play for Iran. But it does look like it's setting to be something pretty good though. Again, it got the bullish engulfing here. To some that might be enough to just go ahead and take it for day trades. Right? You got your bullish engulfing. That's a pretty strong signal. Um, but me, I would want to wait until it's broken out. See what else we got in the market. Okay. Damn, another bullish engulfing with Robinhood, but it's down. This could possibly be something, y'all. It's possible 3-2 setup here. But again, we just may not get that much movement in the market today. This is a good setup if it can flip to a two, but look at how low it opened. Right? I'm not sure what's up with that. Let me see if there's any news about Robinhood. Nah. Yeah. Anytime you see a big three bar like that, that two could be right behind it. We just got to see it, come and flip, flip yesterday's close or highs, I should say. So once we get that, then I would take the two on this. But again, it would have to be a lot of volume to convince me because we seeing a lot of like just pullbacks in the pre market from yesterday. So um, it has a little bit of work it got to put in before it convinces me that it's a good play, even though it does have this 3 bar. All right. I still haven't seen anything like worth putting on my list just yet though. Let's see. Let's see what Tessie talking about. Yeah, I feel like a lot of companies are just kind of like awaiting those results. They kind of sitting back like, what y'all talking about? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, as I'm seeing a lot of this, y'all, we just need to be careful. Again, coming off a good week, you never gotta force anything on a Friday. All right, you never gotta force anything on a Friday. Yeah, I'm not really saying anything that I love. I'm gonna be real with you. Everything is down. Yeah. So when everything is down, y'all, it's typically you typically not gonna get the best setups that that day, right? At least off the pre market, right? Like we can't be like, oh yeah, it looks like it's generally gonna go in this direction. This is one of these days we gotta wait and see how things shake out. But this may be a no trade day for me. We're gonna see. I will put something together on the list, but this could potentially be a no trade day. Again, on Friday, I'm not forcing my hand with anything. I'm not forcing my hand with anything. Okay, Shopify. Shopify has a decent setup, right? But what I've noticed about these, when we get these like failed 2Ds like kind of near a order block, right? Like this is showing is near a order block. A lot of time they come down to it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time they come down to it. We got a failed 2D, which is a reversal signal, but sometimes like when it's that close, what it'll do is it'll fake like it's going up because this is a great place to fake people out. They're thinking it's a reversal, and then it comes all the way down into the order block, and then it finally does its thing, does its little reversal thing. So even though Shopify looks like it could be turning around today, or today could be a confirmation day, I'd be very cautious in entering it. I'd be very cautious in everything today, honestly, yo. Um, Again, I still have not found anything that I would necessarily put on the list. See what spots looking like. Yeah, spot pulled back. Yeah. Yeah, everything's gapped down. What are some other stocks I want to see? Is it a decent entry for stock for shares? For shop for shares? Let's see. I think it's a good entry for SoFi for shares. Let me look at shops. So I don't know if you use this tool, Benji, but get familiar with this tool right here. So make your chart smaller, and then you want to go, you want to locate the high. So the high was right here. You want to come over here into the left pane, and you want to click on the ruler tool, right? Some people think it's just a ruler. What is the ruler measuring on a chart? It's not measuring the centimeters. It's measuring the amount of bars, right? And it's also measuring the percentage gain or loss. So the percentage loss on this is about 48.6%, right? So if you a rounding person, we could say 50%. Shopify is down 50%. Um, it does have the potential to go a little bit lower, but if you're somebody that believes in Shopify for the long term, it being down 50%, yeah, that's definitely a good space for it to to accumulate over time for shares. One thing I will say though is that there's the potential of the bear market end of the year, early next year. So, do we climb until then? No, no one can really tell. But if we do have a bear market, a stock like Shopify would definitely fall even more. So you can never, in a company that you believe in for the long term, 50% off is never a bad deal. I'll just say that, right? 50% off of anything that you love is never a bad deal. If you saw some kicks in the store, you know what I mean? Like if it was 50% off, you would get it, right? Especially, and I know that might not be the greatest analogy in terms of what it does in the future because all kicks don't have the resale value. Some do, right? But if you let's just say your kicks had a resale value, like you got some Jordans or something like that, some not no team Jordans, but like some, you know what I'm saying, like some original ones or something like that or whatever, right? Some fours, some, you know what I'm saying, like you got a solid original Jordan that had a appreciation and you got it for 50% off. Like even if it wasn't like a good year for resales, at some point you would be able to get your your money back and much more. All right, so I think Shopify is a great company in the long term. It's down 50%. It all is going to depend on your capacity for waiting. Right now, I will say this: when you enter shares, you got to understand, y'all. Shares is ownership. So you are taking on you're not just taking on shares like, okay, I got these shares, I'm trying to make money. No, that's not what an owner does. I own a watch company, I'm partial owner, in the Prosperity Collective, and I've run, several businesses in the past. And one thing I can tell you as an owner, which is what you are, like I said, when you buy shares, is that you gotta roll with the down seasons too. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just come and go as you please because you may not be feeling like it or whatever. It's like it's gonna be seasons that it may not be the greatest. So this is why you should take your time to make sure you thoroughly research a company, who's running the company, listening on some of their some of their earnings calls. Try to get as involved as possible as you can when you're buying shares because you really are becoming an owner. And if you don't want to invest that kind of time into a stock or you don't care that much, then it's just like I think stick with the options and the swings and stuff like that. But with shares, just really get to know the company. You know what I'm saying? So again, a good rule of thumb, 50% down. If you believe in it, go ahead and get it. But just know that you're gonna be holding on for quite some time. And have some sort of strategy in place. Like how long do you want to hold in your portfolio? Is it a portfolio that you sell out of? Is the portfolio for for somebody coming behind you, your kids, like whatever, just think about all those things to make decisions. But again, 50% is that's a good discount. I know that was a super long-winded answer, but I just wanted to give you some things to think about when you're making a decision. All right, let's see. mm, hmm. Ooh, oh man. Oh, I gotta go look. I gotta go check on my N phase. Woo, woo. Y'all remember when I called N phase, right? Y'all remember the number that I called it at, right? Go look in the Leafs channel. Go look in the Leafs channel. I gotta go check on these. Go look in the Leafs channel. This is beautiful, and it's still nowhere near too late for N phase. Um, we started talking about this like a long time ago. It broke out of this wedge. If it gets above here, it's gonna go so silly. When it gets above 53, that's been like a little trap area, right? That's where it got sold off at last time it popped. But if it gets above that, that's when we finally gonna start seeing a real recovery. And yeah, when N phase gets to like 100, $200, yeah, just know, if y'all don't hear from me no more, y'all know why. It's like nah, it's like nah, but for real though. All right, you said Apple is possible. Intuitive machines, ticket, lunar or radar. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. You said Apple is possible. Oh. Mm. See what Apple's talking about. Yeah, Apple is one of those that's at all time highs. Um, it looks like it's reversing. We got this inside candle, right? It's down 1% in the market. Not a super gap down, but I would wait to see if this wants to fill the gap, like do a little quick gap fill and then continue to fall. And then from there, about 289, 290 would be a decent target if we get a continuation downward and a failure to go higher. All right, so yeah, Apple could be cool on the day for a day trade, but um, we'll just have to pay attention to price action. But based on technicals, today should be a bearish confirmation day. So we'll see if it honors technicals. All right, what was the other one? And look, I appreciate all y'all for being here bright and early, man. Again, y'all starting to see the sun come up just a little bit. It looks like it's another overcast day or overcast morning in LA, y'all. So um I actually like I like a nice little rainy day sometimes though. You know what I mean? Especially if it happens on a day where I'm not doing a million things. And I could just like lay up, you know what I'm saying? Rub my toes together. All right. You said that's good to know about the ruler. Yeah. Yeah, no, that ruler tool is gonna tell you instantly. I mean, obviously there's other ways to go and, and figure it out, but the ruler tool really helps you um also like you get to measure how many bars, right? So you can measure how many bars from the point of the high, so you can see exactly how many sessions it took, right, for it to get to where it got to. That can give you insight on how long to expect for a recovery, right? You might, if you have it on a daily and you see 100 bars, that's 100 days, right? On the weekly, if you see, it's just going to give you insight to what to expect when you finally do catch that reversal. And I always like to give myself more time, even though sometimes on a reversal it takes less time to go back up. I like to give myself a little bit more time than what it took, and then just let it, accumulate and do its thing, right? So you got time to look at Clar. Yeah, I can look at Clar. Let's look at Luna real quick. Cortez. Again, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here in about 10 to 15 minutes because I realized I just need a little bit of time to actually put my list together for those in the group. Which brings me to what I put ER. If y'all trading by yourself, man, and you're tuning into this live stream session, I would highly recommend clicking the link in this bio. I said the bio like I'm on Instagram. Clicking the link in this description. All right. Click the link. Go read the testimonials. Right. Go watch our video. We got a video on there, me and Zay, letting y'all know exactly what you're getting into. And just go ahead and make the decision. And I'm only talking to people that's not getting the results. If you getting the results and you like, oh, I don't care, like cool. But I would even say I'd even say to y'all getting the results, like just come mess with us. You know what I mean? Like it's going to change your life in ways. That's one thing. That's when I look through the testimonials. The one thing that's been consistent in what everybody is saying is that their life has been changed in ways that they weren't expecting. Right? You come to get trading advice. You come to learn how to trade, and you have no idea the things that Zay and I are doing in our private time that we're also sharing that could just be a blessing to you, right? So I've always been told that when you're in good company, you expand. When you're in the wrong company, you contract. Like I said this yesterday, when you're in the right company, right environment, you feel way smarter. You know, you feel way more confident. You feel bigger. All of those things, right? And when you're in the wrong company, it's like it's tippy toeing. You know what I mean? It's contraction, right? It's not being your full self. It's not joking around. It's being too serious, right? It's all the shit that just makes life like kind of like right? When you want to expand and open up and ascend, you know where to find us. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's gonna be on y'all to make that decision. All right. So LUNR Lunar got a big old 3-bar on the day, but it's down. I'll say this, Cortez. It's probably a solid move. I don't know much about this company. However, I will say that I'm not a fan of buying things in an order block like this, big bearish order block like this, right? At any given moment, the sellers could kick the asses of the buyers right here. So yeah, we got this big 3-bar, but it's so many sellers in this area that at any moment they could go ahead and win that war. So I always try to look at things like life, right? When you see a bunch of sellers like this, right? This is like when you go into a bearish order block, this is like going into somebody's hood. It's like going into somebody's neighborhood, right? And this 3-bar right here, I want y'all to pay attention. This 3-bar right here is you and your boys. And I'm telling you this because this is a real story that took place, right? But it's a perfect analogy for this. This you and your boys right here. And y'all, you got the 3-bar, y'all feeling big, y'all feeling tough. Y'all like, man, we a 3-bar. We go in any hood, right? But you in this seller hood right here, right? And right now, it's just like 10 of them outside. It's like 5 or 6 of y'all. You like, all right, we outnumbered by a few people. That's cool. But again, I said you going into the hood, right? You're going into the territory of sellers. This is a seller hood, a seller territory. So even though you see 10 and you like, all right, we could just at some moment it might be, we might be on 2 people or whatever. But the reality is, you don't know who they got up in the house. You don't know who at the park. You don't know who ain't got home yet, right? It's so many people that at any moment, at a single phone call, they can jump on you, right? So it's the same here. At any moment, these sellers can take over this candle right here. So that's the reason that when it comes to bearish order blocks, I'm not really big on entering calls, right? I rather like let things play out or retreat instead of trying to enter into a call when I don't know who they about to call. You see what I'm saying? So it could get real, real ugly in here, even though, like I said, this is anywhere else on the chart, a beautiful setup. But in this territory right here, it could get real ugly. All right. So those are my thoughts on Lunar. Definitely gotta like that video. Hey, Wise, tell him we should never, at any point, we should never have more people than we have likes. What that mean is people doing like this. You know what I'm saying? Lurking. All right. If you in here and I said something that's keeping you here, doop, hit that like button for me. That's all I ask. All right. Appreciate y'all. Um, he's like, thank you for that. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. You feel me? You feel me, Cortez? You love to break down the F phase, man. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yep. I'm telling you. And energy, like I said, sometimes when there's a bear market, and I remember I said this in the in phase breakdown that she's referring to. In a bear market, it's not always going. It doesn't mean that every stock across the stock market is in a bear market. All right. When we say bear market, we're talking about the popular stocks. We're talking about tech. We're talking about where the most volume is. But if you go look at the breakdown in the Leap page, y'all, I talked to you about how the last time that there was a bear market, energy was up, right? So energy, like just because we have a bear market does not mean energy is going to be down. Energy has already been in its bear market. So as we go into ours, I truly believe that that's when you're going to see energy go crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like other sectors outside of technology, actually have a good, a good run. All right. It could get shiesty, exactly. It could, you know what I'm saying? It could get real ugly. So you gotta definitely make sure that you stand on your P's and Q's. All right. So what we got? No, somebody else said Clar. All right, I'm gonna do Clar, and then I'm gonna get out of here and get this list done for y'all. Again, man, if y'all not in the group, man, get on over there. All right, get on over there. We got a full education system for y'all. Right, we got the class that's 10 hours in climbing. Right, as we update our expertise, which we always are doing, right? Because I don't think anybody should ever get to a point where they just like, I'm just the best trader. Nah, you should always be evolving and studying and testing out new things. Even if you're not testing it out with real money, you could be testing it out mentally by just observing the market and taking notes. You could be practicing with paper money, or you could have a little account that don't really have the money that you're growing in there, but you might have some test money, whatever. However you want to do it, just make sure that you're always remaining a student. All right, so we're gonna go Clar. Um, real quick, but yeah, we got that. We got the like I said, we got the course. We have weekly study sessions, right? I believe Isaiah just did one yesterday. All right, we alternate every week. A new topic, right? A fresh topic that is surrounding trading and investing. And then just like anything else that we do, there's always some sort of life lesson entangled in all of that. All right. Clar looks good. Clar looks good. Down 3.5 on the day in the pre-market, but it is breaking out of this range. So this is a clear. This is something simple for those who are new to trading, and even those who've been trading for a while, right? The best, I mean, you can really, and maybe somebody stop me if I'm slicing this, right? Or somebody stop me if I'm like oversimplifying this. But do y'all feel like do you feel like somebody that didn't trade could kind of see what's taking place right here? Maybe because I've been trading so long, it's like whatever. But it's like whenever you see a tightening of something, right? It's like you know when something is like breaking out, right? You know when something you may not know exactly what it is, but you like, all right, something's happening right here. Cause it's a bunch of shit going on here, but then something is happening right here. Even if I didn't know what these candlesticks meant, I would know that something was going on right here. So whenever there's a consistency, like some sort of consolidation or a tightness or a bunching of something, and then you see something breaking out, that's always like an easy place to just put a line, right? A resistance line. And just know that like, okay, once it's above this, there's going to be some sort of move made. So we got this gap right here. Once we can get out of this range, a beautiful little gap up right here. may meet a little bit resistance right there, but then if it can get above there, then we can go all the way over to this this bearish order block. So I do like Klarna. I'm not sure if today is the day. This might be something that kicks in next week, but again, I would need to see it outside of this range before I make any decision on it. I wouldn't try to front run it, because anything that gaps up that you try to front run, remember, you always run that risk of it closing on you. So you want to be careful about that. Every gap up doesn't mean that it's going to or every gap down doesn't mean that it's going to always continue down. And the same for gap ups. All right. All right. Appreciate it, Candy. Liz, how you feeling this morning, Liz? When you creep up in here, and did you do your prayer meeting? How was that? Forever Fitness, how you feeling over there? Candy, appreciate you. All right, let's look at Target. TGT. Y'all remember that group TGT? What was it? Tank Genuine Tyrese? That's what I be thinking about when I see Target. All right. Target got a huge little gap down. Target looks like pretty much everything else. Like this inside candle, I seen so many of this setup yesterday. And it gapped down. People that took swing puts yesterday are feeling so good about themselves this morning. Target looks decent. Again, since we got the gap down already, I wouldn't necessarily say that we gonna have like a lot of movement, right? The pre-market is pretty much taking the moves. You know what I mean? Like, so what we need to be basically banking on is some sort of like pullback or gap fill or something like that, and then the market choosing a different direction or something like that. Like, so the most that we can hope for is that this gap down is some sort of manipulation. But if it's not, you gotta just look at the the average trading range, the ATR of a lot of these stocks, and you'll notice that like a lot of these stocks gaps are at their average trading range or above it. So, yeah, Target on the 2-hour looks like it may bounce pretty early, but again, y'all, the tightness of this, right? I don't really love. I don't really love the tightness of this. I don't really love the movements on Target just yet. And like I said, even though the bullish order block is right here, the level is down here. So it could come, a little further into this bullish order block. We shall see. Again, there's nothing on here that's looking like, oh my, I haven't seen one stock across the market that's blown my mind yet. So again, this might be a day that we just kind of chill. We're gonna see. All right, it's 5:55, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here so that I can go ahead and get this list done for the group. But again, y'all, if y'all ain't got a trading group to call your own, this is somebody said I sound like a preacher when I be saying this. I thought that shit was hilarious. It's like when I listen to it, I'm like, damn, it do sound like if you don't have a church home, I need you to, come to the front. No, this is what they do. They get you to raise your hand first. They get you to raise your hand first, or they get you to stand up first. And I'm like, I'm thinking about it from a business perspective. I'm like, the reason a lot of people don't wind up, you gotta think, people be embarrassed, people be shy, all that shit, right? They gotta figure out a more I ain't gonna say a sneakier approach to it, right? They be like, raise your hand when they tell you to raise your hand or stand up. You gotta know they about to call you to the front. You gotta know they about to call you to the front, so they gotta have another way to do that, all right? But they be like, if you don't have a church home, you know what I mean? So if you don't have a trading home, come to the altar, right? If you've been lost, right, and you've been trying to find your way through these trading streets, it's time to make that decision, right? It's time to make that decision. Come on over to TPC, and we're gonna take care of y'all. All right.
I'm about to get up out of here, man. Y'all have a good one. Again, I'm gonna see y'all over in the Prosperity Collective. We're gonna get money, or we may just sit on the sidelines. Either way, we're gonna make sure we trade smart. All right. So again, I see y'all on Sunday, and then back again on Monday for the pre-market breakfast, y'all. We're gonna continue to do this and make sure that we are spotting these setups before they happen. Today is just like but every day is different in the market. But you'll know here first what's going on. All right, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.